Pour yourself a cold one and join us for an hour filled to the brim with fun,
Bite your tushy.
entertainment,
Donkey, don't give me that side.
information,
That is heavenly.
and a little weirdness.
Yeah, if you show up to the St. Patty's Day parade just with no green,
We're pinching you.
yeah, we're
Right
coming
there.
we're coming at you.
With your permission, because we don't want to be sued.
It's Happy Hour with DJ Kyle.
Hello and welcome to Happy Hour. I'm your host, DJ Kyle. For the next little bit, sit back, relax. We have a great show coming your way. Constance Hoffman is on the show telling us about all the great things at COMC. We also have Professor Jim Paisley telling us about the history of Missouri. So you're going to want to make sure to check that out. And a furry friends, all of that and so much fun right here on Happy Hour. So stay with us.
Happy Hour with DJ Kyle is here because of these amazing sponsors. Our Veterinary, with locations in Lynn Creek and Lori. Surdike Yamaha, your home for year-round fun. And American Elm Company, offering exceptional decor and interior design.
If it's happening at the lake, it's happening on Lake TV. From the polar plunge to festivals, parades, aquapalooza, and boat shows, Lake TV has it all. Even the granddaddy of them all, the shootouts. If you're looking for places to party, things to do, or even a new home to move into, you've gotta love Lake TV.
Hey, it's DJ Kyle. Let me ask you a question. Do you like to have fun? Well, of course. Well, come on out and see me DJing around the Lake of the Ozarks area. Lots of options for some fun nights. Every Monday night, I'm at the Glory Hole with some music bingo, and that starts at 7 o'clock. Lots of fun. Tuesday night, we continue music bingo at Red's Barbecue, and that is located in Lori. Come on out, have a great bite, and enjoy some music bingo. Wednesday nights, I'm at Alley Cats, and we'll be doing trivia or music bingo. That starts at 6:30. And Thursday nights, I'm at the Highlander Public House located in Camdenton, and we do trivia nights there. So come on out and see me. I'm DJ Kyle. We'll see you then.
Get ready for the best summer ever. Season 10 at Ozarks Amphitheater is packed full of improvements, incredible bands, more improvements, hilarious comedy, and even more improvements. See the full lineup and grab tickets at ozarksamp.com.
Hello and welcome to Happy Hour. We have a lot to cover in this segment. We have Constance Hoffman here with us. Constance, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Kyle. How are you?
I'm doing great. I love it because I get to see you around in the community, and it's so great because you always have a smile. You always bring such a great joy. Now, Central Ozarks Medical Center, you guys have a lot that's coming up. You always have so much stuff going on, but there's some really cool things that are going on here. You have your first annual community health fair that's coming up. Tell us a little bit about the health fair and kind of what people can expect when they go to the health fair.
Absolutely. So this event, as you mentioned, is our first. It is April the 13th from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. and it is at the Elks Lodge on Osage Beach Parkway.
Okay, yeah.
It's open to the public. It's 100% free. We'll have free health screenings, a lot of information. So a lot of our community partners will be there and have a free table.
Nice.
Just handing out, again, information and just being a good resource for our community, whatever their needs might be. Again, free, open to all ages.
I love that. So you have to have insurance, so it's just free. You just walk in and say, hey, I'd like to get a screening. And what are some of the screenings, like what are some of the ideas, or what would people go in for a screening for?
Like blood pressure screenings. We might be looking again, kind of at weight. We're still kind of in the planning stages, and seeing again what kind of partners are going to be able to join us, as well. But again, you don't have to have insurance. You don't have to register ahead of time. You don't have to sign up. We're not taking phone numbers and emails. Just come and check us out and spend the day with us.
That's great. So that's awesome. Again, that's Saturday, April 13th. So mark your calendars, 9 to 2 at the Elks Lodge in Osage Beach. So it's the one with the big elk out in front, right next to Inn at the Grand Glaze, close to the bridge. So check that out, Saturday, April 13th. And then moving on to May, weather's going to get a little nicer.
Yes.
People are thinking about getting out and enjoying the outdoors. What do you have going on in May that people might be able to get out and enjoy some outdoors?
Well, another first. It is an inaugural golf tournament for us. I think the community is very aware of our expansion that we're doing at our Camdenton clinic, and we could use a little help with that. So we decided to throw a golf tournament. So we are looking for sponsorships, but we're also looking for players that want to put a team of 4 together and come out and spend the day at Bear Creek with us and just see what we're all about and get out there in some sunshine.
So now, in order to be involved in this and get your 4 golfers, do you have to be good?
No, otherwise I would not be playing.
Okay, good. Well then, you might be able to sign me up. I actually have a lot of friends that would say that exact same thing, like, I don't know, is this going to be like a cutthroat? So get involved, get some of your friends together. And now this is happening May 6th, 9 a.m. is the shotgun, and that's at Bear Creek Valley Golf Club on Highway 42 there. Osage, Lake Ozark area. So also, and we were just talking about Bear Creek, we were saying how they have such great breakfast out there.
And breakfast is included and lunch is included for this too. So yes, I mean, where else do you want to go when we've already got great publicity on the breakfast they serve?
Absolutely. So you could check in at 7:30, so get there early, get some breakfast. I had their Eggs Benedict when I was there, and wow, just spectacular. Like, definitely should go there. So we're looking for a 4-man scramble, but we also are needing some people to help sponsor this, right? So
that would be wonderful. You know, if businesses have that in their budget, we would definitely welcome that. You will get there's many different layers. So depending on if you just want to be a whole sponsorship or further up, whether you want to help sponsor lunch, a beverage cart, there's many different options. So definitely go on our Facebook page and find the information. Or they can contact you, and then you can contact me.
Absolutely, and I love it. There's no one better to get involved with than Central Ozarks Medical Center. So for anyone that is looking to do some sponsorship, this would be a great thing. So you could register online, centralozarks.org, or again on your Facebook, which of course you're keeping everyone up to date on all of the happenings on Facebook, always seeing all of the new things about the expansion there in Camdenton. And I get to drive by there all the time, and I get to see it's kind of like, oh, it's starting to move out, it's starting to come together. So it's really neat to see that in action. So this is a great thing to get involved in, the golf tournament, May 6th. So get your friends out. It'll be a fantastic thing. And real quick, we have just a minute, but I want to talk about something that you guys are doing at COMC. It's called OMM Providers. Can you tell me a little bit about what OMM, other than
Exactly. So it's osteopathic manipulation medicine, which very much a mouthful. It's a holistic way of going to a provider and getting adjusted your muscles, your joints. So there's no medication involved unless, of course, the provider sees that. But it's just really stretching and moving those muscles and bones around to get you kind of centered yet again.
I love this idea. So it takes, instead of just like chiropractor that's putting the muscle or the bones back in order, it's doing that and also adding the manipulating of the muscles to get them to where they're all working together.
Absolutely, and we provide that at Camdenton with Dr. Skiba, and then in our Laurie location with Dr. Elizabeth Bowman.
Okay, now how would someone, is this just something you could just call and say, hey, I'm interested in that OMM, can you tell me a little bit about it, or can I schedule an appointment?
Definitely, 877-406-COMC, and then select either, you would select first medicine or medical, and then that would send you then an option for which clinic, which again would be Camdenton or Laurie.
That is fantastic. So I'm interested in this. I might have to just check this out.
We'll talk about that next time.
Absolutely, absolutely. So health fair, the golf tournament, the OMM providers, COMC has so much to offer and so much going on. Constance, thank you so much for coming on the show today. We definitely appreciate it.
Always my pleasure.
And again, check them out online or on their Facebook page and keep up to date to all of the things that are going on with COMC. We have more with Happy Hour coming up right after this. Stay right there. The Ozarks Amphitheater, the exclusive attraction of Happy Hour, they are announcing new shows for their 2024 Central Ozarks Medical Center Concert Series lineup. And I tell you what, I am so excited because on June 28th, I get the opportunity to warm the crowd and open up for a great comedy lineup that's coming in. It's Bert Kreischer, and he's coming with all of his friends. It's going to be such a fun time. So for all of the concerts for the Ozarks Amphitheater, check them out online and make sure you get your tickets. It's ozarksamp.com.
Whatever it is that pulls you in, Yamaha is here to elevate every moment and bring you closer to where you need to be. That's the power of the water.
Visit Surdak Yamaha at Lake of the Ozarks, 50 years strong.
Welcome back to Happy Hour. I'm your host, DJ Kyle, and right here next to me, we have Professor Jim Paisley.
Hi,
Professor Paisley, how you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Oh, good. It's always fun having you on the show because I learn so much. So I want to learn about Missouri. Can you tell me about the history of Missouri? How did we get to where we are now?
You bet. And we're going to kind of rocket through this, a condensed version, but I thought I'd throw a few things at you because people have asked questions. One of the big ones is how did we get this name Missouri, or Missouri, right? And where we got the name from was the Sioux Indians called our area here, they called it Missouris, okay? And so Missouri then got to be construed, they interpreted what that meant, and it meant muddy water. So we're the state of muddy water. Somebody else later on, the Smithsonian said, well, the actual interpretation is town of the large canoes. Which, living at Lake of the Ozarks, I like that.
Yeah.
You know. And then, the other thing was people were asking about the Show Me State. How did that happen? Well, of all things, we had a federal representative, one of our congressmen, Willard D. Vandiver from Cape Girardeau. And he was giving a speech in 1899, and people were asking him questions, and he turned around and somebody said something, and he said, I'm from Missouri, you got to show me. And it stuck. From 1899 forward, we became the Show Me State.
The Show Me State.
Yes. We had one other name. They used to call us the Outlaw State after the Civil War, but no.
Yeah, I kind of like the Show Me State. I'm glad that they went with that one.
That's exactly
right. It looks much better on the T-shirt.
Exactly. Now, how did they find us? How did this all start? Well, the Indians were here to begin with, and we did a show on that. Mm-hmm. But the French descended from the north down the Mississippi, and two people in particular, Father Jacques Marquette and a fellow by the name of Louis Joliet. These two were French explorers, and they came down the Mississippi River and saw this territory, and they're the first ones to actually document the fact that they'd set foot here in Missouri. So, all of the information that they had put down now has been transferred to the history books, and it gives us a lot of insight of what the country was like, this territory at that time. Now, all the way back in 1682, the French, because they had come and looked at this territory, they claimed it for themselves, and it was claimed by a guy by the name of Robert Cavalier de la Salle. Right. Yeah, and so he claimed the territory for the French. Now this is where it gets interesting because Missouri at one time then was French, oui, right? And had it stayed there, we'd all be speaking French right now with our little berets. But what happened was it went from French to Spanish. Okay? So the land you're sitting on right now, folks, was at one time French, and then it was Spanish. And then of all things, it went back to the French again, and then it became part of the United States with the Louisiana Purchase.
Wow, I did not know any of this about
That's
Missouri,
right. So
and I
you're-
live here.
You know, yeah. So it's kind of interesting if you go back. You're thinking, well, good grief. And the first big town was Cape Girardeau, and that was founded by the French, and that stayed that way until we had a couple other explorers come up the other way from New Orleans, heading up this way. And of all people, it was Pierre Laclede and a guy by the name of Auguste Chouteau. And they established a trade post there where St. Louis is, where the two rivers came together. And interesting enough, their trading post was where Union Station is now.
Huh.
Yeah, and so it's always been kind of a shopping thing.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
right? Yeah,
been since
but,
day one.
It was fascinating in that that became the highways or the rivers were our highways at the time, and so St. Louis grew and grew and grew. Now, like I say, what happened was through a secret treaty, the French had worked with the Spanish and managed to get the territory back. Now, none other than Napoleon Bonaparte, he was tired of messing with all this territory, half a world away. He said, we don't even want it. And he wound up selling it to the United States, to Thomas Jefferson, for $15 million, which was a pretty good deal.
Wow.
Right, yeah. And from there, things just seemed to explode. And none other than the famous Lewis and Clark expedition. If you haven't followed that, you've got to do it because they tell fascinating stories about Missouri on their expedition. Things like millions of squirrels migrating across the Missouri River just south of Herman, hunting buffalo in Kansas City. I mean, on and on it goes. And
millions of squirrels migrating across the river,
yes,
swimming across the river.
They were paddling up the river and saw it all rippling like this, and they thought, I wonder what that is. They didn't say anything about rabbits, and it was millions of squirrels migrating. So you think you got a lot of squirrels in your backyard now?
Yeah.
How'd you like to wake up in the morning and have a couple of million of them?
Yeah, swimming across the river.
Across the river. And if you're interested in those stories, this is a great book. It's called Undaunted Courage, and it's by Stephen Ambrose. And it's written as a story. It follows Lewis and Clark through their entire expedition. It's awesome. We happen to have this at the Camden County Library, in all of our libraries. So, if you're interested, do a little research on it. Again, our library has tons of information, and it was kind of fun. I got to go out to the librarians this morning and said, do you have this book? And sure enough, we did.
Yeah.
So a lot of fun, There's so many other stories about Missouri that you can research. Things about how we became a state. Needless to say, politicians, at the time that we applied to become a state, there were 11 free states and 11 slave states. We applied as a slave state. They turned us down. 1819, no, you're not coming in. And we're like, now what do we do? Well, what we had to do is we waited until Maine applied. And so Maine was a free state. So they said, okay, we want gridlock, and they let them in. And it was, there were 12 states that were free, 12 that were slave states. And from that point forward, every time we admitted states from the new territories, 2 at a time. So they could keep gridlock, which is what we have now, right?
Interesting.
Yeah, isn't it fascinating? Yeah, so basically, there's just so many interesting stories like that, and they wound up in a lot of problems because when they admitted us as a state, they took our southern border and ran it all the way to the Pacific. And they said, anything below that line now is going to be a slave state, anything above it is going to be a free state. They said, that'll solve all this debate stuff, until they got out there and found California. And it cut right through the middle of it. And there we go again.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
Again, just so many interesting stories. And, next month I'd really like to come back and tell you about some of the famous people from Missouri.
Absolutely. Of course, we have more with Professor Jim Paisley. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
And we have a great Furry Friends coming up next right here on Happy Hour.
Get ready for the best summer ever. Season 10 at Ozarks Amphitheater is packed full of improvements, incredible bands, more improvements, hilarious comedy, and even more improvements. See the full lineup and grab tickets at ozarksamp.com.
Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all. We think it's hot stuff when things cool down. We spring into action when things start warming up. Of course, summer is one big, huge shootout on Lake TV. And we fall in love all over again when autumn rolls around. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all.
The Ozarks Amphitheater, the exclusive attraction of Happy Hour, they are announcing new shows for their 2024 Central Ozarks Medical Center Concert Series lineup. And I tell you what, I am so excited because on June 28th, I get the opportunity to warm the crowd and open up for a great comedy lineup that's coming in. It's Bert Kreischer, and he's coming with all of his friends. It's going to be such a fun time. So for all of the concerts for the Ozarks Amphitheater, check them out online and make sure you get your tickets. It's ozarksamp.com.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family, and at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it. Welcome to another edition of Furry Friends presented by our veterinary. We're out here at Ozarks Cat and Canine with puppies. Puppies. One of the best days ever, I'm not gonna lie. Tell me about these guys.
So this is Cubby and Bear.
Okay.
We are told they are siblings, even though they don't really look alike, and he's quite a bit bigger.
He is, yes.
They are 15 weeks old, and they came into us because their original owner passed away, and they made their way from that house over to the neighbor's house.
Oh, okay.
And so the neighbor couldn't keep them, so they reached out trying to find placement for them, but these guys are not even 4 months old and already lost their human and ended up in a shelter and trying to figure out where they're going to go from there.
It's rough.
Yep. Poor babies.
But
Yeah.
they are super fun. Mm-hmm. Do they have any restrictions?
Very playful. As of right now, no. We've not really had a chance to, because when they came in, we had to get them fixed and everything. We've not really had a chance to have them with other dogs. They've only been with themselves.
Okay.
But not really anticipating too much issue as young as they are. Haven't noticed anything as far as, they come out here to the side yard where we've got the catio right next door. Nobody's noticed anything, of them fixating on the kitties or anything like that. So I would say as young as they are, they would probably adapt to pretty much any situation they would go into.
Yeah.
Little rambunctious, but don't see any reason why they shouldn't go with kids.
Yeah.
We always want, especially, parents should be teaching their kids when they have pets, to respect the pet's boundaries, not be tugging on ears, pulling on tails, things like that. That's when you're going to have problems. So
Yeah.
But other than that, nope. At this time, we don't have any restrictions
They
other
like
than
giving
somebody
kisses?
that likes to be crawled all over.
But who doesn't? They're puppy kisses.
Puppy kisses.
It's the pre-dog breath phase.
You don't have stinky dog breath yet?
Not
No,
yet. It's
no.
coming soon though. Do they need to go together or?
I mean, it's always nice,
Yeah.
but at this point, we're not considering them to be a bonded pair. One thing that I was told was when they first came in, we had them kenneled together, and we did have to separate them because there was a little bit of food aggression issues.
Oh, okay.
So we did separate them into separate kennels. Are they still separate? Okay, so they are still in separate kennels right now. I think they're side by side.
Okay.
So they can see each other, they can interact, and they get to come out in the yard together and play, but we don't have them kenneled together like we do our bonded pairs
Yeah.
and stuff.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both amazing. They're so much fun. Like, I didn't make it like 3 feet through the door before I was like, oh, puppies.
Yep.
Because they're a blast. I highly recommend coming down and meeting them because
we've got
fun.
so many puppies right now.
Yes.
Lots of puppies.
Lots of puppies. Hello. So, as always, you can apply to adopt at ozarkscatandcanine.com. Come down to the shelter, meet some puppies, especially these guys. They're super sweet. You said they were rambunctious, but not too bad. I mean, I'm sure this is post them running around for a while.
Yeah, and before we started filming, they were up in the big yard for a little bit this morning already too.
So they ran off all their energy, and that's the key with puppies. You just gotta run them, and they'll be fine. Nice and chill. I laid down on the ground, and this one here cuddled up next to me. So they're gonna.
And the other one used you as a speed bump,
just kept running
jumping over, jumping back and forth.
Basically, they're gonna make a couple of great family pets, I think. Specifically, hopefully not with young kids. I mean, unless you're willing to watch your young kids with them. Because we gotta respect puppy boundaries.
Do you like kids? Huh? Jesus, what's a kid?
What's a kid?
What's a kid?
Again, ozarkscatandcanine.com. Apply to adopt one or both of these guys. That does it for another Furry Friends presented by our veterinary. Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family, and at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Hey, it's DJ Kyle. Let me ask you a question. Do you like to have fun? Well, of course. Well, come on out and see me DJing around the Lake of the Ozarks area. Lots of options for some fun nights. Every Monday night, I'm at the Glory Hole with some music bingo, and that starts at 7 o'clock. Lots of fun. Tuesday night, we continue music bingo at Red's Barbecue, and that is located in Laurie. Come on out, have a great bite, and enjoy some music bingo. Wednesday nights, I'm at Alley Cats, and we'll be doing trivia or music bingo. That starts at 6:30. And Thursday nights, I'm at the Highlander Public House located in Camdenton, and we do trivia nights there. So come on out and see me. I'm DJ Kyle. We'll see you then.
If it's happening at the lake, it's happening on Lake TV. From the polar plunge to festivals, parades, aquapalooza, and boat shows, Lake TV has it all. Even the granddaddy of them all, the shootouts. If you're looking for places to party, things to do, or even a new home to move into, you've gotta love Lake TV.
The Ozarks Amphitheater, the exclusive attraction of Happy Hour, they are announcing new shows for their 2024 Central Ozarks Medical Center Concert Series lineup. And I tell you what, I am so excited because on June 28th, I get the opportunity to warm the crowd and open up for a great comedy lineup that's coming in. It's Bert Kreischer, and he's coming with all of his friends. It's going to be such a fun time. So for all of the concerts for the Ozarks Amphitheater, check them out online and make sure you get your tickets. It's ozarksamp.com.
Whatever it is that pulls you in, Yamaha is here to elevate every moment and bring you closer to where you need to be. That's the power of the water.
Visit Surdak Yamaha at Lake of the Ozarks, 50 years strong.
Happy Hour with DJ Kyle is here because of these amazing sponsors. Our veterinary, with locations in Lynn Creek and Laurie. Surdak Yamaha, your home for year-round fun. And American Elm Company, offering exceptional decor and interior design.
Hey, it's DJ Kyle, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Happy Hour. Want to say thanks also to all of our guests that we had on the show. Constance Hoffman from Central Ozarks Medical Center. Always a great time having her on the show. And our good friend, Professor Jim Paisley. Make sure you join us next time that he's on the show because he's going to be telling us about some of the people from Missouri. Going to be a great time. And of course, join us next week for another edition of Happy Hour where we have our furry friends and so much fun. We'll see you then.